Iterations of release and giving over authority to the soul. My beloved ones, many of you are experiencing enormous cycles of letting go. This includes the past resurfacing to be healed and released. The present being shifted into a more perfect alignment as you let go and let yourself reorient to your own natural frequency and functional focus. The future being shifted as the dreams and intentions you held based on what you would term a prior self felt appropriate and delightful are recalibrated to support your increasingly clear sense of function. As you more and more spend time knowing yourself as unified consciousness, as you try on and get used to the power of wearing the wings of the new human, as you spend more time with your physical, emotional, mental, and spirit bodies in unity, oriented from the heart chakra, more and more the soul is the navigational system for your journey, and this changes everything. With an increase in your vibration, comes an increase in speed of experience and manifestation, and your point of view is expanded. If you are able to trust in yourself, you will naturally orient to these shifts simultaneously and thereby have an understanding of what transpires in your life, what shifts and creates space, what is being magnetized and drawn to you to support the fulfillment of your function. You will be able to feel and know all of this as one unified vector moving in alignment with the everything. When, however, you doubt yourself, and depending on where this occurs, you may find your mental or emotional bodies out of alignment with your entire light body, and this creates much confusion, disorientation, and a sense of loss. Your soul knows your function. It blends in at the appropriate levels to fulfill your role in the process of dimensional ascension. All that is or spirit knows itself as oneness, and in this orientation, it does nothing, it simply is. Spirit also performs certain functions as the Archangel Michael, for example. The portion of spirit performing the functional of the Archangel Michael changes all the time, yet this energy understands the function of the Archangel Michael and retains the appearance of consistency and continuity. The same is true of you in your various incarnations of spirit. You, in your various reincarnational existences, physical and non-physical, occur. In the gestalt of you, you recognize the progress of your functional expression and feel a sense of gratitude comparing later circumstances to earlier circumstances. The people you have been and are like the childhood you remember, part of you entirely, and yet also having gone their own way. Pursued different expressions and yet all interconnected. You experience, unconsciously of course, the collective unfolding of all of these aspects of yourself, as well as the unified expansive perspective of all that is, which guides and informs your functional role in each point of focus continually. The immediate sharing of all of this information, and the way in which it is known, understood, integrated, and shapes your sense of focus and desire is beyond comprehension in your current vessel. Simply know that it exists and it is always connected to what is, and as such, timely, relevant knowledge about your own experience is fully available to you. You only need to ask and to learn to listen to yourself and to cultivate the way in which this communication works best for you. For example, Meredith has been asked by many experiencing breakups of existing relationships to comment on this seeming trend. Knowing as you do, that all is shifting into alignment, the read on breakups is an easy one. The functions are no longer aligned. The vibrations are no longer in sync. The shared purpose has dissipated and or the individuals involved have shifted to a new focus as a result of their own growth, and no longer is the functional overlap present which made the relationship so primary in the experience. The more one grows and expands, the more continual adjustments relationships must go through. For some, this ongoing stimulus and realignment is refreshing and exhilarating, to feel oneself in a never-ending experience of unfolding, reinventing, creation, a thrilling ride indeed. In some of your relationships, you continually inspire and elevate one another. Your purpose is ongoing, and these shifts become a means of discovery together and a catalyst for each of you living a happier, more fulfilling life. For those, these shifts are not as difficult and not as much of a surprise. It is for those who would like to experience the illusion of solidity and or those who desire a slower pace to change in life that these shifts are either difficult and or avoided denied. The challenge comes when one member of the relationship aligns with a pace and a frequency or vibration, which is significantly faster or slower than the other. And it is this differing response to life, which complicates the natural completion or shifting of priorities. One who is in sync with all that is will feel their priorities realign as there are significant shifts and as dimensional ascension brings them closer to their soul signature and to their innate function being embodied more directly on the earth plane. If they are partnered with one who is not aligned or significantly related to this emerging function and the related sense of lifestyle, and especially if the partner is not also experiencing their own shifts and realignment, then at first they will find their partner possibly feeling abandoned as their energy and focus is withdrawn or diminished as it shifts to the new point of creation in experience. If this is discussed, the emotional body may become triggered and there is often an imbalance then in the vibrational frequency, as the emotional body becomes out of sync, vibrating out of harmonic ratios with the physical, mental, and spirit bodies. Now orientation has been lost, which leads to a feeling of being disconnected in the one who was connected and therefore, shifted. Then there is more emotion and confusion, which creates further imbalance. The solution is to let go. Once you let go, naturally you will align with your inner sense of things. Allow the emotions to flow through you, trusting in all that is and knowing that all is well, even if you do not understand what is taking place. Once you are reoriented to self and your inner connection, if the purpose which led you apart is still clear and present, then allow it to unfold, at the rate you desire and trust that all is well for both of you, and all that is. Again, the challenge comes when one member of the relationship aligns with a pace and a frequency or vibration, which is significantly faster or slower than the other. You have, innately, your own frequency at which you vibrate. You may not fully experience this when you are disallowing a full connection to your expanded self, but as blocks to clarity are removed and as the soul gains dominion in being your point of orientation, these natural frequencies appear and cannot be stifled, or adjusted significantly to keep pace with others, without significant negative experience within. Let go and be you. Trust in that way of being and all that is attracted and aligned with it. Love everything with curiosity and interest, expecting something wonderful to unfold and rejoice in your own function. Celebrate the variety of our purposes and rates of unfolding. Invite grace into your life to smooth all of this out, and simply let go. Becoming the new human requires you learn to live from your soul perspective, fully conscious of your innate power and connectedness, as well as clear and allowing your unique function. The wisdom as to how to blend your function with all that is, moment to moment and point to point will be clear from within. Much of this happens without even needing to ask. It is simply non-verbal, non-thought knowing which leads you. You only need trust your heart and move toward peace and what feels good next to stay in sync with this natural personal power through awareness which is you. Realize there is an enormous variance in our functions and frequency. Let this be. No. Go further, love this. For some their natural frequency is so rapid that what you experience as a lifetime is known in what you would call a moment. Can you imagine? Since all lives are lived simultaneously, then any separation experienced is but a psychological one. Your future personalities are as real as your past ones. After a while, this will no longer concern you and you will live increasingly in the flow, concentrated on the activity that is at each point, the perfect expression of your unique aspect, blending and harmonizing with all that is. These messages, your inner sense of things, the mingling of reality and experience, these messages from one system to another occur in various ways continually, emerging in your experience in one guise or another as inspiration of many kinds. All are doorways. The door to the soul is open, and it leads to all the dimensions of experience. The soul stands both within and without the fabric of life as you know it. It is your point of power, peace, clarity, and connection. I invite you to let go and be soul, be who you are. I am the Archangel Michael.